Welcome to another class for basic 5 and 6 students. Remember in the last class, hello, welcome to another class in our summer coaching series. This is for students in basic 5 and 6. That's primary 5 and 6. Now, in the last class, we looked at numbers, whole numbers, counting whole numbers. We looked at numbers, billions. Yes, we looked at billions, millions. Don't forget billions. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is a million. This is billion. Why million? This is a million. So we learned how to count numbers, the place value of numbers, of whole numbers, where you have, if you have something like this. Now to write this number, it will be 234,500. 234,500. So we looked at this, and we looked at so many other numbers, how to write numbers in numerals, in number sum, and in words. That's what we looked at. So today, we're going to be looking at place value of decimals, place value of what? Decimals, place value of decimal, how to call decimal numbers, how to call them, how to write them. So, let's get back to whole numbers. I can show you the difference between a whole number and a decimal. Don't forget the last time we said that whole numbers are counting numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, down to infinity, to the last number. These are whole numbers. These are whole numbers. Then a decimal number, or you can know it as decimal fraction, consists of a whole number and a fraction, a decimal fraction. This is the whole number. Why this is decimal fraction? Now there are some whole numbers, there are some decimal numbers, that the whole number here will be greater than 0. And the fraction there, you might have 3 digits, you might have more than 1 digit. This part after the decimal. Okay, I can differentiate it. I can say this is the part before the decimal point, this is the part after the decimal point. For some decimal numbers, the part before the decimal point can be greater than 0. They are called decimals that are greater than okay, this one is called decimal that is less than 1. Why this one is called decimal that is greater or equals to 1. So if you have this first part, which is the whole number, if it's 1 and above, you should know that that decimal is either equals to 1 or is greater than 1. Did you get that? Why if you have this to be 0, that decimal is less than 1? So a decimal can be less than 1 or not less than 1. That is 1 and above. I don't know if you get that. So don't forget this part, the fractional part, might contain multiple digits. It can contain many digits. It can contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. Now let's get back to this. The topic for today, because we're going to be doing 2 things. Place value of decimal numbers, place value of decimals. Now this is basically for basic 5, but I'm taking basic 5 and 6 together. I'm doing that on purpose. Place value of decimals. Now let's go to decimals. Look at this for instance. If you have this 342.1987. Now each of these numbers have their place value. The part before the decimal point and the part after the decimal point. You know that this is unit, tens, 100, and so on. Now this one is, after unit you have tenths. I'm going to write it down. Tenth, T-N-T-H. You have, this is hundredths. Just as after tenth is 100, this is hundredths. 100 with a th, 10 with a th. And this is thousands. Thousands. This is thousand with th. Just like you have decimal point, you have tenths. 10, tenths, th. This tenth is actually 1 divided by 10. Hundredths. 100 then th. 1 divided by 100. Then this one is 1000 plus 1000 and a th. 1 divided by 1000. Why this is after 1000 you have 10,000. 10,000. Please, it's not 10,000. It is 10,000. Not 10,000. It's not 10,000. It's 10,000, which is 1 over 1 divided by 1000, which means 7 over. So if I'm to explain this is 1 over 10. This is 9 over 100. This is 8 over 1000. 8 divided by 1000 rather. 7 divided by 10,000. Because each of these place values are dividing, they are divided by this multiple of 10 or powers of 10. They are divided by, each of these are divided by 10. This one divided by 10 is part 2, divided by 100, and so on and so forth. Then if you have to continue, let's say I have another digit, it will be 100,000. So it will be 100,000. The 100 what thousands, 100 what thousands, 100 what thousand, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Now, there's a very easy way to call this number. If you have to call this number, there's an easy way. There's an easy way and there's a hard way to call this number. Now, I'm going to teach you the easy way to call the number, which is what you might have encountered. This is 342.300. 342 point 19873. 19873. You can call it this way. This is the easiest way to call it. And that's what you should call it, so you don't get confused. This is what you call it, so you don't get confused. 342.19870. Please don't say this is 342.198 or 119,873. Why? Because these numbers after this decimal point, they are not in the same place as these numbers. The place value is not the same with this, so don't call them that. Please take note. Don't call them that. They are not the same. They are not the same. They should not be called that. Did you get that? So it's very, very important. Now write this. I'm going to write another example on the board. So, how about this? If you have this, so how do you call this number? 0.0. If it were to be 0.3345. Simple. 0.3345. 0.3345. Very simple. Please, again, this is the way to call out this number or to write this number. Don't do this. Don't say 0.3030. 0.3345. No, don't do that. Don't say this is 0.3345. Why? Because the numbers after the decimal point, we call them differently from whole numbers because they are not whole numbers. They are divided by. some numbers. This is divided by 10, divided by 100, divided by 1000, divided by 10,000. Please take note of that. If that's what you're going to learn today. So if you have this 18, if you have to write this in numerals, 18.005 005, okay, 18.005, this is this 18.005. How do you write this? 18.005, you have 18.005, very easy, 005. So did you get that? Did you get that? So that's how it's easy to write numbers, decimal numbers. Very, very what easy. Very, very what easy. Now try this. Before we move on to the next thing, try this. Don't forget, like I said the last time, you can pause, you can rewind, you can go back to the video if there's anything you don't understand. And don't forget to book a session, a one-on-one session with me, so we can discuss. Try this. Write these numbers in words. Write this on the words. I hope you can see it clearly now. Sorry for the placement of the camera. I hope you can see it clearly. So I believe you can see it clearly. So now let's look at addition of whole numbers. How do you add whole numbers? You have to add whole numbers. Oh, sorry for this. How do you add this number? Let's say number you have to add to. You have to add this. How do you add it? It's very simple to add. How do you add such numbers? It's something that you must, or you should be familiar with. You must have done it before. How do you add these numbers? It's very, very simple to add them. Very, very simple. How do you add these numbers? Now to add these numbers, very, very easy. You must arrange them based on each of their place value. Look at this: 2304,568, which is 2,304,568. We want to add this to it. 3, 4. Okay. To add it, you must arrange this such that this is unit, this is unit, this is tens, this is tens, 100, 100, and so on and so forth. So the best way to add it is to begin writing these digits from right. You have 3 here, you have 2 here, you have 9 here. Now you can do away with the comma when I do 7, 4, 3. You add it like this. Again, let me take that again slowly. So to add whole numbers, you write the biggest of them. You can begin with writing the greatest of them, that's the word. And you can do it with the comma. Instead, space the numbers to show this comma. Instead of using a comma, use a space. So now you want to add this to this. This is the biggest. I'm writing the biggest first. It is easier that way. So for me to write this, I can put this here, But the way I place them must be is very important. It will determine whether I will get the answer. If I place them this way, I will get the wrong answer. Why will I get the wrong answer? I have made a mess, or I have made a mistake with the place value of this one. The place value of 3 in this number is different from the place value of 2 in this number, so I must not put them together. They must be under each other, they must follow each other. So what's the place value of 8 here? Unit. What's the place value of 3 here? Unit. So I have 3 here. What's the place value of 6 here? 10. What's the place value of 2 here? 10. So I write it like this. You can follow that. You can follow that. You can follow that. You can follow that. Then let's add. 8 plus 3 is what? 11. Write 1. Put your 1 in. 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. Write 9 here. 5 plus 9, 14. 4. Bring your 1 here. 4 plus 1, 5. Plus 7, 12. 4 plus 0 is 4. Plus 1, 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. Then you have 2. So this is our answer. And you can decide to write it in words. 2 million. I'm going to write it in words. 2 million 650 600 and 50. Please, we have moved from place value of decimals to adding numbers in whole numbers, adding whole numbers in this one. So where was I? When was I? Let me write this properly. 652,000, 2,000, 491, 491. So I've added this number and I've written them in words. I'm written it in words. I've added the number and I've written it in words. 2,652,491. And let's go to another one. Let's say subtraction. Let's say we have to subtract. So quickly write this. Let me give you 3 seconds. You can pause the video. So what we have to subtract. Subtract 1 billion from 3 billion 205,000. To do this first, you must know how to write the numbers in numerals. You must know how to write the numbers in numerals. So we want to subtract 1 billion from 3 billion 200. So we are subtracting this from this. When you are subtracting this from this, you know that the second one minus the first one. If I'm taking away, I can use the word take away. Take away. What does it mean to take away? To take away means that you remove 1 billion from 3 billion. So if I'm removing 1 billion from 3 billion, it means that it is the biggest one here, 3 billion. I just called it in short. 3 billion, okay, let me write it in numbers. 3 billion 205,000. So you have 3 billion 205,000. Okay, this is 3 billion 205,000. This can be very, very, very technical. 3 billion 205,000. Remember, I told you that to write easiest way for it is let me do it the way I taught you easily. You can write unit, tens, 100,000, 100,000. Okay, I think I've skipped one. Units, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, after 100,000 is million, 10 million, 100 million, 1,000. Now, I didn't TTT because I know that I'm not doing any difference. This one is 10,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, then billion. Sorry to write it billion. So 3 billion, 205,000. They go to 200, 100,000, 205, 2. This 10,000. Please, if this TT will confuse you, don't use TT. You can use something that represents 10 or something like 10,000. 205,000. So you see that it's the same to what I wrote earlier. 3 billion, 205,000. Then 1 billion, 1 billion. 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. So let's subtract. 0 0 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 0 5. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 2. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 1 is 2. So answer is, if you want to write this in words now, 2 billion 205,000. 2 billion, let me write it in words. 2 billion 205,000. 2 billion 205,000. So you see, it's very simple. With the knowledge you have on addition and subtraction, and what I taught you from the last class, how to put the place value of number, you'll be able to do this. Now, adding and subtracting decimals will be in another class, which I hope to cover during this series. So that one is a special topic on its own, it's a standalone topic. So let me know what you think in the one-on-one coaching session. Now, let me give you just 2 more to make it 6 problems to do. Then don't forget, don't be limited to the example I give you. Tell your parents to get you textbook or get textbooks for yourself. Then whatever means, okay, at this level, your parents are dependent on your parents. Sorry, so your parents, I'm sure you can inform them that I instructed you to get textbook. They can get textbook and you solve what problems and so that you can get better. So I believe you've written this. You can rewind and write it. Rewind, pause, or tell your parents to help you to do so. Then let's get to this. So you have to add the following. When I say add the following, number 1, you add this and you add this to this. So you add this to this, add this to this. Number 2, add the following and write in words. And write in words. You see if you still remember what you've done before. Write in words. So add the following, write in words when necessary. Very necessary, please. Because this first one is not in. This one is in write in words. But this one is already in words. So need to you add and write it in words. So when necessary. 305,000. Then subtract this, just one is subtraction. Subtract from just this A, B, subtract this from 4 million. 4 million, 4 million. Let me see how well you can subtract. Oh, it's mixed. It's mixed. Yeah, it's good. It's mixed. So leave your answer in words. Subtract this from 4 million. So this is already in numerals. This is in words. So do that and let me know what you got. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.